Round 1, we have lost the roll against Mev's 2, Mev StarCraft 2. We're going to keep Mana Light Hand on the draw. We have some accelerants. Valakut. Alright, Escape Shift is just a race, I guess. They might have some removal or counters or something like that, but besides that, we just got to go as fast as we can. It's also theoretically possible that we can... Ooh, in a pure race matchup, that one's going to be hard to beat. Land. Alright, we kind of are doing it. I suppose... Ghost Quarter might have some utility at some point. I think I just want to start attacking. I was going to say we can theoretically just gain enough life that they don't have enough mountains to kill us. If we can Ghost Quarter the Valakut, then they can't, you know, get triple Valakut and deal 100 infinity damage, but we can... Wow, both Valakuts. Or 2 of 3, I think, maybe 4. So this is the straight red-green version, which I think they play 4 nowadays. But access to Ghost Quarter, Witness Ghost Quarter, actually pretty strong, especially considering our Spike Feeder might be looping itself a bit. Like, we can gain 8 life with this and deal with both Valakuts on board with Ghost Quarter, Witness Ghost Quarter. That might be game. I don't know if they can do enough damage to kill me if I can pull that off. Looked like Anger of the Gods. I'm actually gonna like pull up a list. Kind of advantage of playing online. Red, green, Valakut, Rant, Modern. Yeah, it looks like they play 4. At least these lists are. Because they can kind of do incidental removal value with their extra mountains. So, that might be a good game plan, I think. Let's go ahead and enact it, shall we? I will tag that thing. We have path for Titans, so... Oh yeah, that thing triggers from the Ghost Quarter land. I was confused why something was going on the stack. Here we go. I witness ghosts. Let's see if this works. Then if the Titan, or if the Witness dies to, say, a Titan, I can be using Path multiple times as well. I do have some, like, pretty good insulation against everything my opponent could be doing. Didn't have enough time. The Colony Heart Expedition is really, really good when it's a pure race like this. That's 8. So they can find 2 Valakuts and 6 mountains, which is 36 damage. Yeah. That'll do. I want to make sure that they're playing 2 more Valakuts. Otherwise, I'm not going to make them do all the triggers, but I'm also not going to concede until I see the Valakut's 3 and 4. There we go. And enough mountains, of course. Cinderglade is cool because it gives you more mountains that can cast your green spells. I will indeed concede this game. But if they had 7 lands and couldn't get the second Valakut, then that's only 18 damage. 6 times 3 rather than 6 times 6. In which case the Spike Feeder life would put us to 24, and we would survive. But not quite fast enough. This is the card we're looking for. Didn't have Cord. Didn't have enough time, really, to do our thing. So, Spellskite can turn Valakut from deal 2 damage to deal 3 damage each, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, but if we are sort of leaving ourselves open to the potential of out life gaining them, then that might be a worthwhile slot. Forge Tender, obviously quite good against the removal. Don't think any of these are worthwhile. Thrag Tusk is a little iffy. Don't think this does anything. It gets the Colony Heart Expedition if you can get it down real early, but as a one of, you're going to be wanting to search it up with Cord, which is not likely to work out. Scavenging Ooze doesn't do much. I think 2 paths is right. You want access to them for Titans. If we are able to do that. But I don't want a bunch of paths against a essentially creatureless deck that loves lands. Path does not seem optimal, theoretically, from that description. So I want these 2, and I think I'm okay with not having access to any of these for the Colony Heart Expeditions. I don't think these decks play things like Prismatic Omen anymore. I don't think there's a need to from their perspective. And for that reason, I am comfortable with this setup. I say comfortable, but I still think that the matchup is strongly in our opponent's favor. But let's see if we can steal one. Being on the draw was also pretty brutal. Yeah, hand's great. It has the same problem of I need some of the forward momentum cards, the velocity cards, if you will. The Wayfinder, the Commune with the Gods, the Court of Calling. Those 10 cards are the ones that are really make the deck work. Make the deck do a work. Yeah, I think I just want to play the Spike Feeder, get the beatdowns on. Keep having this like wall of roots that I can cast but doesn't do anything because I don't have another accelerant or a cord. Just chilling on the bench. Man, that card's good. Wish I had a Pride Mage. Heath is pretty weak. Well, I'm going to play Wall of Roots, which means I should crack a Canopy. See if I can find another accelerant. Accelerant or accelerator? What do you guys say? I can fetch basic here pretty much for free. Wall. And that's not how Wall of Roots works. Excuse me? That was a weird little bug. Hopefully that was only cosmetic. That was only a visual bug. It's not gonna like keep me from blocking later in the tournament, something like that. So way back in the day, Wall of Roots was. I think they fixed this bug. This is going back like 6 years. Um, Back when Wall of Roots was in standard the second time, via time shiftedness, not OG printing. But Wall of Roots was bugged where if you started to pay a cost, if you clicked a spell, started to pay costs, paying mana from the Wall of Roots, and then canceled or Control Z'd, your Wall of Roots could no longer make mana because it already made mana that turn, even though you undid it. That was a pretty frustrating bug because when you reported it, or when I reported it, I got back an email saying, "No, Wall of Roots. Once you activate it, you can't activate it again. That's working as intended," which took a back and forth with customer service of 3 or 4 emails to explain exactly what was going down. There we go. There's a velocity card. See if we can find some goodies, especially with Witness at the ready. Come on, goodies. Oh, well, we hit our cord. And we have our spike feeder. Spellskite can... If they have Scape Shift, we're just dead, I think. Well, if they have Scape Shift and not an 8th land, then the Spike Feeder actually saves us. What's 6 times 5? 30? So if they have the 8th land, Spellskite doesn't help. If they have the 7th land, then I don't need the Spellskite. So in both those cases, the Spellskite's no good. Let's see if the Wall of Roots can be good. I'm going to need to cord for 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't need the wall either. Because I do want 9 instead of 8, but the Spellskite would be 9, and the Wall of Roots would be 9, 10. The reason I want 1 extra is so that I don't have to tap, say, a Noble Hierarch for the cord, so that in addition to gaining infinite life, I can just attack for infinite. But I'm good on cord count either way for next turn, whether I get the Spellskite or the Wall of Roots. So I suppose I might as well get the Spellskite in case they try and kill my Spike Feeder. Oh, I actually don't get to cast either this turn. Well, I can cast the Wall of Roots, actually. Because I haven't made my land drop yet, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, and the Wall of Roots only costs 1 because it gives me that mana back if I can use it, which I do for the Witness for the cord. So, whereas if I try and get the Spellskite, I only have access to 4 mana, can't play the Spellskite and the Witness. Does all that check out? I think that checks out. Actually, is there a way... Can I cord for Aven Mind Sensor? I might be able to. Because this is 1, 2, 3... So, land drop. And then I use Wall of Roots and 2 other mana sources to play Witness. And then I have Spike Feeder, the other mana source, and Wall of Roots, which is 2, plus the Witness is 3. Plus the Wall of Roots, because the Wall of Roots is a free roll. It costs me 1 mana this turn and 2 mana next turn, so I actually gain a mana. So I can actually do that, which is pretty neat. So let's start here. That's not how Wall of Roots works. Play another wall. something's getting bolted. The Noble Hierarch. I think if they bolted the Wall of Roots, I might have actually been in trouble. But this doesn't help them. Also, if they were going to do that, why didn't they do it before? Since I got the Wall of Roots instead of the Spellskite or anything else, I think I can still do it. Again, not how that works. Two greens and a Wingding. Because now this is... Oh, am I getting bolted again? Or is this for convenience's sake? Because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just don't attack with the Spike Feeder, and I have enough to cord even through that bolt. They needed to bolt a wall. Because a wall represents 2 mana on their turn. Oh, they do have another bolt. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. So now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can get... I can only get 2 back. Or I can only cord for 2. Which I don't believe does me any good. Wayfinders, I bordered all that stuff out. Revoker doesn't do anything. Ooze doesn't do anything. Forge Tender doesn't do anything. I think I still get Cord. Because it is the best card. Maybe Commune is better? No, Cord has got to be better. Two bolts. So now, if they have, you know, all the ramp and 2 bolts and the scape shift, then I guess we lose. Because if they only had 1 bolt and misused it, I guess if they had 1 bolt, they would have thought harder about it. Titan. Alright. Theoretically beatable. But we're going to need some help. Especially because they get 2 bolts here. That's rough. Alright, kill Wall and Hierarch. So I can cord for 2, which does nothing for me. I can get the other Spellskite and save both these things. But then I have no hand. And have to deal with this thing. If I let this happen, what does my cord do? That's the question we have to ask. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn. So I can cord for 4. Which again doesn't really do me any good. 5 I could get Archangel, you know, after they make their land drop, hope it survives, and hope to peel Spike Feeder and hope to win that way. But 4 does us literally nothing. It gets Witness, which, if my Witness had a path to get back, would be worthwhile, but it does not as it stands. So I think I have to draw a path either way. In which case, would I rather have Cord or... Because I could also cord for Spellskite and redirect, like save the wall but not the Hierarch, so then Spellskite survives. I have wall and Spellskite. I draw path. can save another thing with the Spellskite. Draw Seance and find a win. Alright. Alright, runner. X is 0. Convoke. To finish paying. So I have to convoke first, right? If I hit OK here, I'm iffy on how this works, so I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Even though this is tapped, it's not actually tapped. Okay, good. It did let me pay. There we go. X is 2. Find my other skite. Yeah. Noble Hierarch down. I'm going to go ahead and save this one. Click your player icon to pay life. That's cool. I like all these little interface fixes. Visual bugs aside, I do like the, hey, you want to pay life? Click your life total. Ooh. Tribe Elder is 2 bolts on a stick. Well, God draw from a bad matchup. Gonna have to chalk this one up to unfortunateness. It's possible I'm supposed to just mulligan harder for the velocity cards, because I don't think you can win this matchup unless you go like Wayfinder into Seance and find your combo and try and like just go off on turn 4. Where are these pointing? Wall and wall? Well, we can still theoretically win with Path off the top into a bunch of other things. We do have the Canopy for the redraw also. Seance does not do it. Does it? Because this attacks. So I get Spellskite back on their turn. Make the targets hit it. Chump with Witness. Go back to my turn. Seance gets Witness back. Getting Cord? Seance is such an interesting draw. Oh, you know what? Titan actually gets Valakut Mountain, and then they get 3 bolts, plus 3 bolts for every future one. Plus, just about every draw in their deck is a mountain, or, you know, a spell that does something, or a mountain that is a bolt. They would have to draw literal basic forest to not have an impactful draw, of which there might be one more in their deck. Maybe. So all that considered, I do think that we have to just draw to a path here. I don't think we can win with Seance. Because I don't think we can win if Titan attacks us again. And Seance has no hope of stopping that. Come on, 2 outer. 2 outer to then be 5% to win. It's not nothing. It's definitely not nothing. So I guess it was a 2.5 outer. Because again, we could get very, very lucky, have them draw a brick, of which I doubt there are any in their deck left, then miss with Mind Sensor. It would have to hit, like, the other ramp spells. I've seen, like, fractions of a percent chances come to fruition before. It has happened. Historically, it has happened. Mathematically, it could happen. Can't ask for much more. What else is there but a statistical probability greatly... Ooh, see? That's a brick if we can get lucky on this. I will respond, good sir. Come on, Moto interface. Alright. Brick on these. Then this doesn't get any counters. It could even hit fetch land, theoretically. Although, I don't think we can beat that. Okay, it hit fetch land. And a brick? So you're saying there's a chance. Still not really, but... I also still like don't have double white for this anymore since I cracked the canopy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I think I want to chump with this because if I draw white, I can play Seance. Seance back the Witness. Chord. Yeah. No, I really do want to block Moto. There we go. Pretty sick sweat. Path or a white source? No! Oh, the dream. The dream is dead. That is a bummer. I guess it's not technically dead. But it's damn close. Boop. Hiya. Can township off of 2 Wall of Roots. Or no, off of 3. Which this dies. Alright. Lots of bricks need to happen. Surely cracking Foothills first was better. Miss? If you crack Foothills first, find a mountain, then you kill this. Did find a mountain. See, but now the Titan trigger's gone. That would have just been game. I mean, it's game anyway, but it would have been actual game. Yeah, alright. So the problem with the Moto interface is that I don't know if I can chord off of this Wall of Roots that would commit suicide to pay the mana, even though in real life I can, because I announce the spell, I pay all costs, it goes on the stack, and then state-based effects check. So I announce the spell, it goes on the stack, I pay all costs. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm super dead. But yeah, if you have a Wall of Roots that's going to die, you still get 2 chord mana. You still get a Convoke and a mana out of it from things like chord. But it was not to be.